What up, guys? Sean Blue here. I am here to talk to you about the Hand of Death cult. The Hand of Death cult is a cult where they just kill people. And apparently it's been around for a very long time. I don't know if it's still around, but they have serial killers that are working for them. Henry Lee Lucas, who was a famous serial killer, claimed to be a part of the group, and same with Otis Toole. And Otis Toole and Henry Lee Lucas were both friends, and they were both serial killers. And apparently they both killed people together. And they worked for this, well, not worked, they were a part of this cult called the Hand of Death cult. And some people say, well, like, oh, they're just making up stories. They're not a part of this big cult where they kill for people. Well, Henry Lee Lucas, when he was locked up in a certain location, he claimed that he was a part of it. And Otis Toole, when he was locked up somewhere else, he claimed that he was a part of this cult. They were locked up in two different areas, and they were both saying the same stories about this Hand of Death cult. So if they're both making it up, how could they? Because they're not communicating with one another. And not just those two, but there's been rumors that Jeffrey Dahmer is a part of the Hand of Death cult. And there's also been rumors that Jeffrey Dahmer is friends with, or at least was friends with, Henry Lee Lucas and Otis Toole too. When I say two, I mean as well. Because they were all in Hollywood, Florida. There's a Hollywood, California, but there's also Hollywood, Florida. And all of them lived in Hollywood, Florida, all at the same time. And some people say that Jeffrey Dahmer is the real killer of Adam Walsh. And Adam Walsh is the son of the man from America's Most Wanted, John Walsh. The host of America's Most Wanted, John Walsh. His son was murdered, and his name was Adam Walsh. And they said that Otis Toole was the real killer of Adam Walsh. But I honestly believe now that the real killer is Jeffrey Dahmer. Because Henry Lee Lucas, Otis Toole, and Jeffrey Dahmer all lived in that area at the time. And there's been eyewitnesses that gave a description of a person that was talking to Adam Walsh, and he looked more like Jeffrey Dahmer than he did Otis Toole. If you ever looked up Otis Toole, he was a really ugly guy, and he looks nothing like Jeffrey Dahmer. And before that, like a day or a few weeks before that, there was a strange character walking around there that looked just like Jeffrey Dahmer in the same shopping mall where Adam Walsh was kidnapped. So I honestly believe that Jeffrey Dahmer is the real killer of Adam Walsh and not Otis Toole. Otis Toole, even though he claims to be a serial killer, they really can't leak too many killings to him. Although he apparently did a lot because he might have been involved with this Hand of Death cult. I know Henry seems like he certainly is, and I believe that Otis was a part of it, or he might have been known of it and part of it somehow. But that's just what I'm kind of like scratching the surface with this Hand of Death cult, and how there's all kinds of members of it, and all kinds of government people in it, and Henry Lee Lucas and I suppose Otis Toole were just like kind of like, and Jeffrey Dahmer as well, were kind of just like tools, like kind of like little soldiers for the cult, for them to do their dirty work. And the Hand of Death cult is very mysterious. There's a lot of things I don't know about it, obviously, but I have a feeling there's a lot more people in the government, good people like FBI and stuff, that do know a lot about the FBI cult. It's just not open to the public. And are they still around? Is there a group out there right now that is like them? I don't know.